Today's reading is Alastor from the Sexypedia Wiki. Warning: the creator of the source material is known to be controversial. The fact that this character is present on the wiki does not mean that any member of the staff, the creator of this wiki page, nor any editors or the creator of this video condone the creator's actions. This also applies to any company or creative associated with the character, as well as any prominent fan who contributed to the fanon discussed on this page. Reason: the creator of Sexypop has been involved in a lot of controversies and allegations, including toxic workplaces, plagiarism of art, and transphobia. Alastor's singing voice in the pilot, Gabriel C. Brown, or Black Griffin, groomed his now wife when she was 14 and he was 25. Alastor is one of the main characters from the web series Hazbin Hotel. He is infamous for looking like he was specifically designed to bait a Sexy Man fandom and then actually getting it. His class is Tiamat, his aliases include Radio Demon, Al, King Roach by Nifty, and Strawberry Pimp by Angel Dust, and his source is Hazbin Hotel. Basic information: Alastor is a powerful male demon who was well known in Hell and shown to be intimidating to others. He died and went to Hell in 1933 and was a radio host in life, so he talks with a transatlantic accent and radio static in his voice. Despite the fact that he lived in the 1930s, he has emo bangs and tufts of hair on top. No one, including the creator Vivzy, knows whether they are ears, hair, or something else. He wears mostly red clothing, including an iconic pinstripe suit, bow tie, and some sort of microphone staff. His design is partially based on a deer, much like an earlier iteration of him that showed up in Vivzy's previous project, Zoophobia. More information about this character can be found on the Hazbin Hotel wiki. Archetypes: animal theming. It was confirmed by Sexypop that he is half deer. Artsy: he's musically talented and knows how to dance. Bait: it's a Sexypop character, what did you expect? Controversial: his character design is often criticized as racist for both appropriation and demonization of Haitian voodoo as an edgy evil magic. Dealmaker: Alastor makes contracts with people, only to usually screw them over in the end. Distinctive voice: one of his defining traits is that he has a very noticeable, and you have to admit well acted regardless of your opinion on him as a character, old-timey radio host voice and way of speaking that he keeps up at all times, complete with near incomprehensible rapid-fire excited-sounding boomer jokes, announcements of being on a roll, repeatedly referring to folks and ladies and gentlemen as if there's an audience, and old-timey radio distortion effects. It is unclear if the radio on his staff is just for aesthetic or if he actually speaks through it. Eldritch: inspired by multiple cryptids and legends, Alastor is most often compared to creatures like the Wachug, actual word in the article not said due to Native American tradition saying the name shouldn't be written or said out loud, with his deer-themed visage and prominent antlers despite the creature's appearance coming from appropriation from writers in Hollywood who wanted a cool edgy name for an evil deer character. His alternate form often shows him in a much sharper and more Lovecraftian-esque art style, as well as having significant physical changes, being much larger and having very sinister and haunting eyes, as well as an abnormally detailed and expansive set of antlers. Another distinctive characteristic of Alastor's is his deep ties to forms of sinister magic, with red symbols and glyphs that resemble voodoo often floating around him when he expresses his powers. It is not confirmed that his magic is actually supposed to be voodoo, however, and could just be miscellaneous symbols. Gay: Alastor is canonically asexual and also stated to be aromantic by his full show VA, and also Sexypop herself. Grime: despite being well-dressed and well-mannered, Alastor's nature as a cannibalistic serial killer / demon overlord often causes quite a bloody mess. He is often depicted as having just his dress shirt and vest on with the sleeves rolled up when carrying out his more murderous deeds, with blood on his face and arms. Mysterious: little is known about the full extent of his powers or how he got them. Non-human: he used to be human, but now he is a demon in hell. His design is based on a deer for reasons stated above. He has very prominent sharp yellow teeth. Parental figure: acts as a mentor figure to Charlie, though it's very likely this is so he can exploit her power as the Princess of Hell. He really leaned into this once, saying Charlie's like the daughter he never had and she might as well call him dad, but this was almost definitely only to piss off her actual dad, Lucifer. Regardless of his implied intentions, a lot of his fans like the genuine father figure interpretation anyway. Perpetual smiler: what it says on the tin. He's rarely seen without a wide, toothy grin and never seen not smiling. When he sees Vaggie in a bad mood, he, while tickling her chin, tells her to smile because according to him, you're never fully dressed without one, although this puts her in an even worse mood. Power: Alastor is one of the most powerful demons in Hell and demonstrates it through the pilot. He has a reputation for his power and cruelty and easily intimidates other members of the cast. Questionable LGBT rep: being aro ace and also being a very obviously evil character, quite a few aspec people have expressed their distaste towards Alastor for falling into or too close to the evil people can't feel love trope, a trope equating to a lack of ability to feel sexual and or romantic attraction to being cold and malevolent towards others, though Alastor's personality isn't really cold. His asexuality also seems to be played for laughs. Religious imagery: is both a demon and often associated with the voodoo religion, though whether that is intentional is debatable. Retro: Alastor was a 1930s radio host, and the most clear indicator of this is his voice. He talks in a transatlantic accent, and there is an old radio filter over his voice when he talks. He also uses 1930s lingo when he talks and misunderstands and dislikes more modern technology. Theme song. Alastor sings a short song during the Hazbin Hotel pilot, during which the color palette changes to a sort of blacklight effect. He is also associated with Alastor's Game by The Living Tombstone, which is a banger. Villain. Although Alastor is not an antagonist, because he does not oppose Charlie, the protagonist, many things about his design and personality scream evil, which makes sense because he is an overlord of hell, and he is a demon who likes to kill people. He is distrusted by almost everyone around him. Well-dressed / suit guy. He wears a red pinstripe suit and a bow tie, kind of like a red version of the Onceler or humanized Bill Cipher. Suburta tropes. Bait. The Hazbin Hotel pilot was released a few years after the phenomena of characters such as the Onceler or humanized Bill Cipher. Alastor looked like he could be a parody of sexy man tropes, especially with the suit, bow tie, and teeth. He is primarily known outside of the fanbase for this. However, Alastor has apparently existed in some form since Fifty Pop was in middle school, and first appeared in Zoophobia, Angels and Demons Interrogation back in 2013. The creators also noted that any sexy man bait traits were largely a coincidence, he was simply made to appeal to her tastes. Fanon. Alastor is the most popular character in Hazbin Hotel for obvious reasons. He tends to be woobified, probably due to his charismatic personality. John Locke / marked canon / Fanon divergence. Despite him being confirmed to be asexual, he is commonly shipped with Charlie, who is canonically in a relationship with another woman, or Angel Dust, who makes unwanted sexual advances towards him. Alastor is also shipped with his rivals, Vox and Lucifer. Oncelorization. Aside from general swap / alternate theme AUs, there are different fanmade versions of Alastor with different color palettes. The most popular is a blue version, who is less happy and confident and more sad and shy, that you could easily mistake him for being horny, called a 2P Alastor. There is also a pink cutesy version called Shortcake Alastor, a purple overly cuddly version named Lavender Alastor, and a whole freaking rainbow of Alastors called 3P to 8P by the now deleted Hazbin Funya.